they're thinking is that is possible. So they now, his other children now requesting they bring somebody. That's the whole bloody thing. He in the right place. You have Lala think about it on top of him who's the head, who is on top. To all of our local, regional and international viewers, thank you kindly for choosing us here at Real TV, where we bring reality to you. And of course, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. Directing this morning and in Master Control, Nathaniel Reed, on behalf of the team, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a beautiful, blessed, productive and great day today. Happy Friday. I trust all is well. You're safe, you're happy, you're in good health, and you're having yourself a beautiful day, reminding you life is what you make of it. The choices you make today will certainly determine your tomorrow. Happy Friday, Friday 20th February 2026. A gentle reminder, it is a day and time we will never have the opportunity to ever have again in life. Don't procrastinate, don't waste your time. Do something productive and constructive. Set a goal today, all right? And if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. And if you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours, reminding you tomorrow is not promised. Don't take your loved ones for granted. And let's quickly go to our quote of the day, please, Nathaniel. Don't strive to be well known. Strive to be worth knowing. I like this. Thank you, Nathaniel. Don't strive to be well known. It's not about being popular. It's about knowing your worth. Strive to be worth knowing. Thank you so much for that, Nathaniel. This morning, I am in conversation with a gentleman who is a force to be reckoned with, a son of the soil, very passionate about what he does. Justice of the Peace. He's been a Justice of the Peace for the past 36 years. He is the founder and president of the San Juan Business Association, a gentleman who has been marked and known to be very popular man of the ground who would have brought success to many, all right? No other than Mr. Ibrahim Ali. Good morning and a warm welcome.
Good morning, Zelisa. Thank you for inviting me to your program.
It's always our blessing and, we are very grateful, full of gratitude for you spending some quality time, because we know you wear many hats. We know you're very consumed, but you always make time to empower us by, educating us and sharing your wealth of knowledge and experiences as well with us. I know you had, the last time you were here on Conversations, we were talking about the stand your ground. And so I felt it was important to get some insight, and perhaps you can enlighten us a little bit. You know, Mr. Ali, there are many people in this country still not aware of what is stand your ground. Where do we stand, or what exactly it is? Even though we've had and heard a lot, I still think there is a need for our citizens to understand exactly what it is, the good and the bad.
Yes. And I agree with you. Stand your ground is a statement that covers many, many aspects of life. But in the context that stand your ground took eminence in our country is during the campaign of the last election, when that stand your ground was paramount because of home invasions, because of people going to business places and demanding money by menace, and a lot of different criminal activities. And it was bandied about that citizens should stand their ground. But it is one thing to stand your ground. It is one thing to know your legal parameters in standing your ground. If you don't understand clearly what are your parameters and how far you can go with standing your ground and even standing up for your rights. In doing that, if you don't understand the piece of legislation that was recently brought to Parliament and assented by the President and is now law, if you do not strip that piece of legislation carefully and you misinterpret that stand your ground means that you can do what you want once somebody is in your property, then you could find yourself in a great amount of problems. And the problem is so huge that you could find yourself facing a murder charge. And to be the person who someone attacked and you end up behind the bars only because you didn't understand carefully and take the time to strip that piece of legislation and understand your parameters as how far you can go. If you don't do it, there may be many consequences that you have to face. So in a nutshell, that's what it is.
It's the law now. It's the law, and I think people need to understand that. It's the law, and you have to respect the law at all times. Whether you think it's right or wrong, it's the law, and we need to respect that. I know you had a conference with regards to educating the public. The San Juan Business Association hosted that, held that, and it was quite successful. And so I think in understanding our rights, and understanding what we do. As you started the conversation, you indicated, you explained about some of the things or the situations that we may find ourselves in, and that, of course, is somebody invading your home, somebody coming into your business. One of the things that you said, and I think it's becoming very popular now, is taxing small businesses.
Yes.
We've seen it in large businesses, but now it's happening in the even smaller businesses. And so people must understand what their rights are, but more importantly, what we are supposed to do when it comes within the confinement of the law, and understanding what is right and what is the consequences to the choices that we make.
So I'll tell you, the misconception in the general public is that once somebody enters your personal space, that you have a right to attack them and possibly take their life. And I want to make it categorically clear that that is not what the law is, and that is not what the law says. Every crime has its penalty, and the penalty in some cases is not death. And you have to be careful. We have heard some critical statements during the campaign trail. Empty a clip, kill them dead, stop them in their tracks. And a lot of people believe that once somebody is in your personal space, that you could empty the clip, which is to empty a firearm on them. And the law will not be as calm as saying that statement. The law will not look at you as someone who had an alternative rather than put the ultimate penalty to take someone's life. So the population needs to be careful in how they react to persons entering their personal space or coming and committing a crime against them. They need to understand that the level of crime, or if the attacker is not armed in a way that he could threaten your life, then you cannot take his.
That's the law. And I guess some people are saying, in a situation when you're in the heat when you're in the moment, what perhaps the first thing you're thinking of doing is defending yourself and your family as well, especially your family.
So let's look at a home invader who may come into your space and is not armed. The penalty for threatening your life could be death. But is that person who is unarmed threatening your life? He is threatening to do you harm, but possibly not to take your life.
Right. So let's build a scenario. You have your avocado trees.
Yes.
You have your avocado trees.
Yes.
That you're tending to, you whatever, you're waiting for your avocados. But then you get up in the middle of the night or you hear your dogs bark and you realize you have 2 people on your avocado stealing all your avocados or coconuts or whatever the fruits may be, I'm just saying. And you feel, wait now, this is mine, this is my property. You
Yes.
have no reason or right to be on my property.
The law doesn't allow you to take that person's life.
Right. So the first thing, now you're wearing the hat as a justice of the peace for the past 36 years. You're quite popular, very known, well known. You've built a name for yourself with regards to wearing that hat and many other hats, but now you're talking to us as a justice of the peace. Give us a scenario of what should be done. Although at that point in time, you're real mad. Because what you doing in my yard,
Yes.
2 o'clock in the morning, I'm in my bed, you invaded my property and into my private space.
Yes. So, so the opportunity that you may or may not have is to call the police and get those persons arrested.
So the first thing you should do is call the police.
Very first
Right.
thing.
If the police says, well, we don't have a vehicle,
Then most you could do is get those people
out.
out of your yard.
Get out,
And
go.
the only thing you have an opportunity to do to get them out of your yard is to raise an alarm.
Okay.
And an alarm like a loud siren, put on some big lights in your yard so they know somebody is awake and they know the possibility of the police coming is real.
Mr. Ali, we've seen scenarios on social media where you would have a number of people, villagers, holding down somebody, tying them up or holding them there and giving them a good cocktail. In that scenario, what are your rights?
Now, I saw that clip, and it is a popular clip that went viral. And I'll tell you something. Every citizen in that community who were part of that action committed a grievous act of violence.
Okay.
They
So
all
they're all
did.
to be charged?
But I'll tell you, the law is the police has the prerogative to use a discretion.
Okay.
And because of the prevalence of home invasion, predial larceny, and all these different things that are happening against citizens, the police use an approach of not going against a citizen who did an act like that. But I'll tell you, I saw that clip.
Yeah.
And even after they restrained that person, they went on to continue to beat that person.
Which could have led to death.
It could have led to death. But even without going to death, it is a serious, serious offense to have somebody restrained and still beat that person.
We should not take the law into our hands.
And that is what happened there. That guy could have lost an eye, lost an arm, or when the adrenaline runs into the blood of people like that, somebody could come with a cutlass and
Already
deal that man
aggravated place.
with
Yeah.
a severe blow. The citizens in this country needs to be told how far they can go or how far they should go.
I agree. But I also would say that there are citizens who feel that the law or they're not getting any justice.
And I agree in some cases that we do not have the police looking into matters and dealing with it quickly, promptly. Because you have lawlessness taking place as a result of that. And it is in various spheres of public life and private life, where you have perpetrators, you have fraud committed on persons, and the police are not dealing with it. And the private citizens use their own method of dealing with it. So you have in the case where they are not getting help from the law, from the justice system, and they go into their own private method of dealing with things. And that is where people could go in their own method to deal with things and break the law.
Make the matter worse. Put yourself in trouble.
And you'll put yourself in trouble.
Put yourself in trouble. You don't just put yourself in trouble, but your family is affected as well.
So you could end up in jail for somebody who came to commit a crime against you.
Yeah.
You could now be the perpetrator.
And that is a fact.
It's a fact. And we have to be careful.
This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa. I'm in conversation with Mr. Ibrahim Ali, Justice of the Peace for the past 36 years, founder and president of the San Juan Business Association. And today he's talking to us about the rights of the citizens. We're talking about stand your ground. When we return, we'll continue our conversation. Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
I am Walter Stewart, President of the Trinidad and Tobago National Council of Parent-Teacher Associations Incorporated. Join us every Thursday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Real TV, where we look at NPTA Speaks, National Parent-Teacher Association Speaks, on topical and relevant issues pertaining to parents, teachers, education, and students of Trinidad and Tobago. This, of course, encapsulates local, regional, and international audiences every Thursday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Real TV, NPTA Speaks.
Join me, your host, Smitty, on A Man's Perspective, right here on Real TV from 6 to 7 p.m. every Monday. Keep it locked.
Are you looking for the right space for your business? Fred's Plaza has the space you need. We offer professional rental spaces designed for growing businesses. Conveniently located in San Juan on the Eastern Main Road, opposite the PTSC terminal and between Royal Castle and Mario's. Easy access, high visibility. For inquiries, call or WhatsApp 868-384-7142 today, or visit Level 3 Fred's Plaza for details.
I am Zelisa Rupani, inviting you to join me for the rebirth of Apne Sitare, Our Stars, a vibrant and spectacular show celebrating the incredible local talents of the sons and daughters of Trinidad and Tobago. Experience the beauty of our culture through singing, dancing, and musical performances as we keep the arts alive and shining bright. Tune in right here on Real TV every Sunday from 1 p.m. for Apne Sitare, Our Stars. See you there.
Welcome, welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV. To all of our local, regional and international viewers, thank you kindly for choosing us. For those of you on Tego, the app on your telephone or your other devices, download it for free and take Real TV with you real time, anytime. And of course, for those of you on the Caribbean Showtime Television in Canada, thanks a lot for allowing us to influence you in a positive way, answer those unanswered questions. I'm in conversation today with Mr. Ibrahim Ali, Justice of the Peace for the past 36 years, founder and president of the San Juan Business Association, and a gentleman, successful businessman as well, a son of the soil, and a son, more importantly, of San Juan and the environs. Welcome back, Mr. Ali. Today, as you continue to inform, enlighten us, perhaps having us as the citizens have a greater understanding of really what is stand your ground, but more importantly, our rights. Because sometimes we think within the heat of the moment or in a situation where, we spoke about a man just coming into your yard and stealing your fruits or stealing a tank of gas. Or there are people that steal the clothes off your lines.
Correct.
And they do that for, the pots, your plants,
Yes.
people steal. And so that's one thing. Let's now talk about a scenario. You're in your home with your wife and your children, your family, your grandchildren perhaps, and you're invaded by two strangers, demanding money, jewelry, ransacking. You're in that scenario. You hear your teenager daughter screaming in the next room, screaming. What are you to do then? How are we to respond in that situation?
So, in that case, the life of your child that you heard screaming is in danger. So it kicks in there, because that danger could be that they are strangling somebody.
Raping your child.
They are raping somebody. And those acts could then put you in a different consequence, where you are now looking at the welfare of your family.
The safety.
Your safety.
Because you have invaded my space. This is my place, my comfort. We are already living, a lot of people say, and I say it as well, behind bars, because now we are forced to put up, we don't just have cameras all within our homes anymore, and the cameras don't seem to be working, or it doesn't deter anybody from coming. People are now coming on mask, not even mask anymore.
They don't care. But once someone is in your space and they don't threaten your life, the scenario is different. But when they start threatening your life,
what do you consider, or what is considered a threat, Mr. Ali?
The mere idea that they attack you personally, whether it's to rape, whether they are going to commit a serious act of violence against you.
They beat you up, they start beating you and your family up.
Once that is happening, then your response is to protect your life, and to protect your property, and to protect your family.
Now, if you are a holder of a licensed firearm and you decide, you're seeing injustice, beaten up wife, beat you up, you're hearing your children screaming, bawling, and you decide to take that firearm out and empty the clip.
So
what happens next?
So that is where your opportunity to use lethal force comes in.
Okay.
Because they are an immediate threat to you or your family.
All right.
And that's where the opportunity. But how many people, Zelisa, has licensed firearms?
So for those, that's a very good question. And for those that they're not holders of licensed firearms and they decide to take a knife and stab you, or they decide to find a cutlass under the bed, and you follow what I'm saying? I'm trying to understand the rights of people in such situations.
So this is the scenario that nobody speaks about. When we talk about stand your ground and empty your clip, it relates to firearm. But if you don't have a firearm or you cannot obtain a licensed firearm, what do you do to protect yourself? And this is the topic that people need to be engaged in. Because every citizen deserves to protect themselves.
Correct.
And
Exactly.
it is whether with a licensed firearm or another instrument that they can use. And that's the area that the discussion should go.
Right.
Because there are no way that every citizen or homeowner will get a firearm. There's no way. So telling
No, you can't. And the thing I've always questioned, and perhaps you can enlighten us with regards to this, is I believe you need to have some sort of evaluation as well. You can't just give everybody a firearm, and there are people who pass in money. We hear.
Yes.
We don't know. I'm speculating. I'm saying,
Yes.
That, and there are people who are very ignorant, very short-tempered. There are people who snap just because their wife talk loud. I'm just saying.
No, you're
and
correct,
this is reality.
because-
How are we to know that you are really capable of having a firearm?
So a firearm is a unit that someone has to be minded very carefully. That to carry that, they must understand when and where and how it should be used.
Right?
And the psychology behind that, not every citizen. As a matter of fact, our society is so carefree and so careless and so callous that people feel when you own a firearm, you could go to the bar and drink. You could go to the beach and leave your firearm in the car. You could go to the movies and your firearm remain in the car. When you own a firearm, it has to be treated like a child. Like you are protecting the firearm more than the firearm protects you.
Understood. So there are rules, there are laws, there are things that you're
And-
supposed to yeah.
If you don't build your mind into how you deal with your firearm, that very firearm could get you into trouble.
Right.
I have seen persons who have license for firearms and they have 1 or 2 or 3 rounds in excess. It's an offense. Or I have seen just recently where persons have shotgun for hunting and they have similar shotgun, they went hunting and they exchange their firearm by an accident on the hunting ground and took each other firearm home. And when they went to license that firearm, it was observed that they did not have the firearm that was licensed. There are simple mistakes that you
Yeah.
could make.
Yeah.
And those persons are before the court.
Right.
I know persons who have 1 round in their traveling bag and went to the airport to travel out of the country, and the scanner picked up that 1 round, and they were charged for trying to carry ammunition out, and they lost their firearm license. There are consequences when you are not guided carefully on how to make use of your firearm and not to be careless in using it.
So, with regards to obtaining one, I'm sure there are guidelines or rules that you may go through before you get approved. Am I correct or wrong?
Well, before they are going through some psychometric tests and some evaluations and all that. But I want to tell you, even in obtaining a firearm, there are many persons who were not taught carefully how to deal with it in circumstances. And even when it is not in use, where it should be kept. Even having it available for any of your children in the house to be able to reach it. All those things are offenses under the firearm.
Their training, I would imagine, a certain level of training as well. You can't just get a firearm and not even know how to
Well,
use
the
it.
only training that goes on is that you go to the range and learn how to shoot your firearm. But how to carry your firearm, how to keep your firearm at home, When you go to take a shower, where is your firearm?
Exactly. If you have children or you have a wife who upset with you. I'm just saying.
Yes. Or when you are a person who drinks, alcohol
Yes,
changes
exactly.
how
Your decisions.
how you make decisions.
Wow.
So that someone could argue and quarrel with you and you reach with it. Threatening someone with your firearm is an offense.
And how many people...
You should never ever threaten somebody with your licensed firearm.
But people should not even be aware that you're carrying a licensed firearm.
The least
At least
amount
I
of
am
persons
thinking in my
know
mind, you
that
shouldn't share that information.
You should not share that.
This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, certainly being, getting a lot of information as to your rights and the law and not crossing that line. Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance, is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Hi, I'm Joanne Ogaro and welcome to Smart Talk. SMART is the acronym for the Single Mothers Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
And I am Melissa Brown. Smart Talk exists to give single mothers and families real conversation, real data, real advocacy.
And I am Shermaine Wickham Howe, President and Founder of the Single Mothers Association, highlighting all issues affecting single mothers, facts, situation, solution, empowerment. So tune in at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday on Real TV with Smart Talk.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. To all of our local, regional, international viewers, thank you so much for choosing us. Today I'm in conversation with Mr. Ibrahim Ali, Justice of the Peace and the founder and president of the San Juan Business Association. Recently, the San Juan Business Association held a conference on, standing your ground with the new law that was passed. And so we are very fortunate to have Mr. Ali with us so he can enlighten us, educate us, so we could understand exactly the law of our land and always respecting the law of the land. Welcome back, Mr. Ali. I think you've been able to really shed a lot of light with regards to what are our rights, what we are supposed to do. And I really believe that, you've taken it, that responsibility as the president founder of the San Juan Business Association, but I really truly believe on a national scale the authorities really need to go on a campaign to continue to bring those points to the citizens of our land to understand that they're well within their rights or not, they're crossing the line, and they also can be. One of the things I want us to talk about, and it's becoming very popular in the country, and that is taxing the citizens who are working hard. A lot of people may feel that they see you in a business and your business is thriving and it's doing well, and that's what everybody would want, seeing a nice car. That's your choice. If you've worked for it and you choose to drive a nice car, that is your choice. You're well within your rights. In a beautiful home, things like that. But a lot of people are simply not aware of your expenses, your mortgages, your payments, your salaries, your commitment to other things, your responsibilities financially. And so they may think you're making a lot of money, but your money is just being reabsorbed into things like that. And so they think it's easily for me to just start taxing you. You know, you walk in and say, well, if you don't pay X, Y, Z, you're going to, with your family or your workers or whatever the case is. And that to me has, it's growing. It's becoming popular. I think before we saw it in a lot of the bigger companies, but now we are seeing it in the man with the, we both know of somebody very mutual that left this country. He had a shop and he left this country because he was being taxed and he just couldn't handle it, and he got out.
Yes. So I'll tell you, a lot of people are overwhelmed by the criminal element in this country. So the criminal element, they have on the ground where they will extort money from you for protection, for security. They have various names that they call it. They will look out for you, they will watch your back. A normal term they use, we watch your back. But they watching your back really means they want money from you.
Right. Ah, so that's what that's one of the
terminology that they come with. We are looking after you.
So we will protect you.
We are your protectors.
Ah.
So in using that statement, I could say categorically that could only work where the security forces that are supposed to protect you are not doing it sufficiently.
Okay.
That a man on the ground could watch you and come up to you and say, I will protect you, when he's really extorting money from you.
Right.
The only way you will tell that man, I don't need your protection, is when the forces that are paid to protect you are doing a proper job. So that if the police are doing a good job in protecting the citizens of this country, someone outside of those security areas cannot come and tell you they'll protect you. Because you will now tell them, I'm already protected. I am first protected by my Creator, and I am secondly protected by the state and their security forces. So we come straight into the police and how they respond to the business sector.
So the first thing, once you are approached in such a manner, the first thing you should do would be not to comply, but rather call the police immediately or get yourself to the nearest police station. Please clarify.
And that is where you want the response of the police. So if the police take your complaint casually and say, okay, we will look into it, but don't really come and investigate it and have a conversation with the persons who came to you to protect you, then that person will be able to come and make their demand.
Right.
So if at all the people who are paid to do the job do it properly, that whole area of persons coming to extort or kidnap or do those nefarious activities against the general public, if the police don't intervene quickly and promptly,
Right.
then that will flourish.
So if you feel within yourself that you are not getting the response that you think you deserve or you need with regards to, you know, they're on top of things immediately, they're aggressive with regards to being on, you know, getting to the root of this, what should you do? Whom should you call?
So
if you're going to the nearest police station, okay, we'll look into it, huh? But you realize they're not aggressive, they're not doing anything, and you feel like these people are coming back a second time, a third time, a fourth time. What do you do?
So in my observation, what happens at the level of a police station is that you walk into a station to make a complaint, and most officers at the desk look at you as you come to give them trouble. So your complaint is looked upon as someone coming to give them an activity that they should not be engaged in. Some police officers will not even reply good morning or good evening or good night. I'm telling you,
well, we see it and hear it all the time.
Good.
We see
so
it on
that
social
if
media.
at all that happens, you have the very next step that you should take as citizens of this country. When you walk in a station, behind that desk, that officer has a badge number, you should take it down.
Right.
And you should ask, every complaint you make, ask for a report, official report.
Right.
And if it is not dealt with, you have the seniors who are the headquarters of every division. You have an opportunity to put that complaint to that senior. And that senior will be able to bring the officer who give you the attitude or whatever he did, and to, if it is possible, to train that officer on how to deal with things. But further than that, the senior officer could now ask the detective, the CID department, to investigate this with immediate effect. And we have had cases where people walk into the station and make complaints, and then later on you either find a family member dead or that same person dead. And you heard that they made complaints before, and those complaints were never dealt with.
Well, I think, Mr. Ali, the fact is, I mean, you're just, now we're talking to you now as a justice of the peace for 36 years, 30 plus years. I mean, that's amazing. Experience, knowledge. We have heard, Mr. Ali, of so many cases of domestic violence where you had individuals go in and talk to police officers and would say, that's a husband and wife business, go home and mend it, we come in, we do have a vehicle, whatever. They go time after time and nothing is happening. And you're correct. Then we see it on social media. Man kill wife, woman drink boys. You know, so many different situations we've seen time after time. And I think people do reach out, they look, but then they give up because they don't get the attitude that they should get or the service that they should get immediately.
So the police, in my opinion, are not trained to deal with those cases.
Understood.
And because they are not trained, they themselves need to observe and understand. Possibly they don't have the capacity to deal with it. And what I think government should do, in collaboration with the justice system, is appoint a unit that could deal, and not police officers, trained personnel, that could deal with domestic violence and violence in general.
Violence in general. You're absolutely correct.
Because the police are not, listen, you need severe counseling. There are some cases where a husband needs to be spoken to in a manner where he could understand that what he's doing is illegal, that he has no right of ownership over his wife.
Correct.
To demand or to deal with that person in a manner abusive.
Correct.
And immediately that could be brought into a position where he's told, if you cannot live amicably
Yeah.
with your spouse
Yeah.
or your partner, then you should know, just walk
Get some
away.
counseling, and if you get that counseling and still can't work, go your
your
with
way.
peace.
Yes.
Absolutely correct. The important thing is identifying, you're correct, having people who are trained, who are certified to deal with such situations. Mr. Ali, when you have people that you hear, you give a bad drive and they pull out a cutler, they stop their car, you give them a bad drive.
Yes.
This was real.
Yes.
A gentleman gave a man a bad drive, and what happened was the other guy pulled aside in front of him, pulled out a cutlass and ready to have a fight and chop up this man.
Yes. Yes.
What is this?
It
we're
is.
dealing
It
with?
is.
It's
It is. That's where our society is at this moment. Our society has reached a position where we no longer could control ourselves. Our emotions
can't.
are in control of us.
And that is why when we come back, we're going to go back where we started today with Stand Your Ground. Because if we have people out there that are frustrated, that are unhappy, that are disenchanted, jobless, they don't know where their next meal coming from, they don't know where their next dollar coming from to pay their bill, they aggravated easily, then do you understand the state of the mind of the citizens of this country and why we are becoming lawless and not understanding that we have to follow the rules of the land?
The mindset of this nation is not where it should be.
It should not.
And I'll just give you a little snippet.
I want you to hold that. We need to take a short break. When we return, we'll continue with that. Yes? Stay with us. This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV. Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, young people, senior citizens, it is my pleasure and privilege to invite you to look at the program Inspired on Real TV at 2 p.m. every Wednesday afternoon. Inspired is designed to lift your spirits, to help you overcome depression and failure so you could be an outstanding, extraordinary success. We have special experts every Wednesday who will inspire you to do better, to be your best self. So may God bless you. And remember, every Wednesday at 2 p.m., please look out for the program Inspire.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32 Saddle Road, Maraval. Are you looking for the right space for your business? Fred's Plaza has the space you need. We offer professional rental spaces designed for growing businesses. Conveniently located in San Juan on the Eastern Main Road, opposite the PTSC terminal and between Royal Castle and Mario's. Easy access, high visibility. For inquiries, call or WhatsApp 868-384-7142 today, or visit Level 3 Fred's Plaza for details.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. In conversation with Mr. Ibrahim Ali, Justice of the Peace for the past 36 years, a founder and president of the San Juan Business Association. Today he's talking to us about Stand Your Ground. Welcome back, Mr. Ali. Just before our break, you were about to elaborate on a point. Could you please?
Yeah. You see, when we look at situations, you have to be careful on how you analyze them and how you deal with them. Every situation is unique in itself. And if it is not dealt with and matched with the position that it is in, then you could be analyzing it wrong and dealing with it wrong. So when we brought into the realm of the country, Stand Your Ground, people feel that it has given them a license to kill.
Right. And it's far from the truth.
And it is far from that.
Understood.
And while the country really looking out for support and help, we have to understand that the citizens of this country has gone into an era where they have become so careless and callous in their behavior that the man who comes in your home, he feels he has a right. And you also feel you have a right to defend yourself.
Yeah.
So there's a thin line that you have to follow in how you protect yourself and how you treat with that situation. When you deal with simple matters, a husband and a wife, and the wife say no to something, she has an opportunity to stand her ground as well. Does that mean she stand her ground by being violent? It doesn't.
No.
But the truth is our country geared to help persons who are going through those situations? Is the country geared to help the citizen who made a complaint to the police, but the police cannot address it? Whether it is children behaving badly, who are going to become dissidents in the country, or whether it is a perpetrator who is stealing your mangoes or your avocados, regardless to what it is, the police are not equipped to come and help you immediately, then you're going to take the law into your hands. And that is where we see a lot of things happening in the country, where people take the law into their own hands because they cannot get the adequate help that they need at the point that they need it. If we look at counseling between husband and wife or neighbors, I'll tell you a situation where someone came to me to get a protection order against a neighbor. And when I questioned the guy, he's only asking me, and he's adamant, all he wants is how do you apply for a protection or a restraining order. And I tell him, I can tell you how to apply, but I must first ask, why are you applying for a protection order against your neighbor? And he says to me that his neighbor want to break down his porch because it was built in his property. And he is going to reciprocate that action by the driveway that he has that his neighbor used to get to his property. He is going to fence it and stop him from.
So he can't get to access to his house.
So they are both going to do actions where both of them will lose. And I simply tell him, I say, do you enjoy your porch? He said, of course. I get up in the morning and I have my coffee and I sit down there. But if he wants to break it, let him break it. I say, but when he break it, you're going to stop him from driving. So you lose your porch and he loses driveway. I say, why don't you talk?
Have a simple conversation.
I say, get somebody who will listen and who those persons trust.
Somebody that's objective.
And I'll tell you, I volunteered to sit in that meeting. Because I am seeing it that if I tell that guy, hey, you break the porch, you gain nothing because you can't build there because the porch is attached to his house.
Right.
And he enclosed his driveway. You can't go there, but all he does is expense himself by putting up a wall.
Yeah.
So you lose, and where both of you could compromise.
Simple.
And live like neighbors, how neighbors should live.
Simple counseling, a simple sit down.
Simple.
I think so many situations could be solved like this rather than explode or create greater problems, you know?
I'll tell you something. The late Basdev Pandey, when he created the police counseling units in every district, he opened that in Queen's Hall and gave certificates to the members who belong to that. I'll tell you, that is a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And when the past Prime Minister Basdev Pandey talked about that, he said the panchayat that the old Indians use to solve problems, he would like to reintroduce it. And that is where he meant for persons who have complaints and problems with their neighbors or their family to come and sit down and talk before you explode it.
The elderly in the village, they got together.
They got together and they will counsel each other.
Exactly, they brought there all of these. Even in when we let's not even go, which I understand and respect, and that would be a successful resolve. But even when you had the extended families living together, a lot of the problems were solved when the elderly in the families, the grandparents and the great uncle and the great auntie, you know, they got together
They will
and they
step in
consult.
and they will talk.
The minute somebody went out of line or somebody dating this, and they had discussions and conversations.
But we have
and it was
lost
solved.
that.
We've lost that. We've lost that one-on-one touch, that human intervention.
And now nobody wants to hear, nobody wants to listen,
hear.
nobody wants to carry out
And I still
any
feel,
advice.
Mr. Ali, that there is a level of responsibility and duty from the mosques in the village, from the temples and from the churches. I truly believe they do have a duty and responsibility to have a day of counseling, to have a day of consult where you feel free to talk, go to the imam or go to the pandit or go to the priest and say, you know, I have a little issue, help me here.
So my take on
well, now we have the business associations.
Yes. My
These
take
were
on
the
all those
businesses.
organizations,
Yeah.
they should now become well equipped to do counseling. So
Yeah.
it is not always the priest or the imam or the pundit, because he may not be trained in counseling.
And he may not be too objective, he may have a little bias.
But
so you're correct, they can source people.
But once they're in their organization, they could take someone within that organization and have them trained. So this is where the government could come in and have a session and invite all these organizations.
Nice, do some training.
To appoint someone or two persons to come and be trained into doing counseling within your community.
That is brilliant. Let me go this extra mile, and I think you may be able to answer this question. What about the MP's offices? I know they're burdened, and I know a lot of people go for their jobs and advice and this and that.
I will tell you something. I do not believe the MP office is equipped to do that.
But could they not, could the MP not identify somebody with that strength and have them come a day and advertise free counseling? Just how you have health fairs, Mr. Ali, and just how you have sports days and this and that and they organize. Could they not?
But I'll tell you, in this country, and it is something that you want everybody to access. So if your MP office is making that available, that's a good gesture. But the MP, you have to understand, he may be also a minister, and he himself is overwhelmed.
Consumed.
And he has to have a staff or whatever. But look at the other side of it. The MP is the MP for the constituency. But the politics is divided. So not everybody in that constituency will have respect to go to
Understood.
the MP.
That's a very good
So
point.
if you have
Excellent.
a sector that in the Barataria Summer you have over 25,000 electorate. If you have 15,000 persons who will trust that MP and vote for that MP, what is happening
To the 10.
other 10?
Makes a lot of sense.
So we want, in some instances, where mutuality takes
Agreed.
effect.
There's transparency
So,
across the board.
and what is more mutual for him to go to his mosque, his church, his temple and say, I am having a problem at home with my child, with my wife, with my
Correct.
neighbor.
Whatever it
and
is.
then they source the personnel who is trained to counsel.
Excellent.
And if
point.
the government put a session to train counselors throughout Trinidad and Tobago, train them and they are attached to their church, they are attached to their organization, and it could be the Lions, it could be different
It could be the
organizations.
business associations
It could be the bus-
advocating, because you've got a brilliant point there. It's excellent, as many you would have advocated before. I remember having a conversation with you some time ago, and you were the first person to recognize when we were talking about children in the land and things like that. And so you I think, experience married with knowledge. More so, you are the president of the business association. Perhaps that's something you can advocate for on behalf of, you
Yes.
know, and
Well, listen, when we talk, your program, Conversations with Zelisa, it's conversation that brings awareness. This is how people get to know, or people could tap into resources, people could extend their thoughts and have things put in place. And I'm hoping that we reach people who will hear, who will listen, and who will understand the nation is crying out for help.
Yeah.
If we do not reach out on a timely basis, an explosion is going to take effect.
Well said. I want to thank you kindly, as I started in the beginning. I know you're very consumed, you wear many hats, but you always make the time to inform and educate us. And we are forever grateful. I trust and hope we can have more conversations where we can sit and talk more about, you know, helping the citizens of our country. Yeah? God bless you. We'll see you very soon. Thanks again, Mr. Ali.
Thank you.
This is where we're going to wrap things up for today. Here's reminding you to please respect the law of the land, do what is right at all times, keep smiling, be positive, always know the best is yet to come. Here's reminding you that with God, all things are possible. Thank you so much for choosing us. I am Zelisa Buduseng Rupani. See you soon.